in the holy dumpster fire did I just watch?
Don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Josh from Nightmare on Woodsboro Lake, coming at you live here with another movie review. Now, before I jump into the main review here, I know that I was supposed to do the Jeepers Creepers films simultaneously, leading up to the event of Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Sorry, there's so much going on in my life. I mean, I got 1 and 2 done, but we didn't quite dive into 3. So let's go do a quick review of 3 before we jump right into Reborn. Now, number 3. Where do I even begin? It was a mess. There were elements of this film I enjoyed. You know, I enjoy seeing the Creeper. Anytime I get to see the Creeper, it's a good time. What they tried to do with this film, I feel like they put too much emphasis on things that didn't really need to be emphasized, and there was too much sporadicness going on, and just so much that didn't get answered. But it did have some good moments. Now, for the ending, some of you might understand what I'm saying when I say this, but they tried to do what Final Destination 5 did back in 2011. Just marinate in that for a second. That's me giving it away without giving it away. If you know Final Destination 5, you'll get it. But they tried to pull that same thing. And it left me more as of a what the versus a like Final Destination 5. Like, I was like, damn, okay. Like, it like struck a good chord with me, and I was like, that's pretty rad, you know. And with Jeepers Creepers 3, I was like, wait, what? Like, I don't know. And now I bet a bunch of you guys are going to go YouTube Final Destination 5 ending or Jeepers Creepers 3 ending. Figure out what I'm talking about. That's on your time. That's at your discretion. You know, being said, Jeepers Creepers 3, there was things I liked about it, but overall it got really bogged down with a lot of stuff that led it to a very low score for me. And I'm just gonna like flat outright give it a score of a as of last time I've started doing letter scores, giving it a grade, and this is like a C minus to a D. You may barely pass the class, but you don't know crap. I did buy it like a while back. Like, the first time I saw it is because I bought it, and it was at Walmart in the 374 bin. See here. I mean, it's got a cool cover. I mean, like I said, there is some elements in it that I thought were cool, but it just overall didn't really hold up for me. With that being said, let's jump right into Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It just released yesterday. It has a limited runtime here of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And out where I'm at, it only has 1 showing per night. So there's literally 3 chances to watch it. Well, I went last night with my wife and my drummer and guitarist, and we went and saw the film. And God, I support everyone. I support everyone in their dreams of doing films and doing what they want to do in life. But this was just chaotic, and as much as they said they put all this time and effort into it, I felt like most of the budget was spent on the creeper and nothing else. Do with that what information what you will. Um, and they threw in all this random crap. Spoilers ahead. So if you don't want to hear this, skip ahead about like a couple of minutes, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes at the most, just to be safe. But here's my take on what the pitch probably was when they decided to take on Jeepers Creepers 4. So, we've got the rights to Jeepers Creepers. No more Victor Salva. So, do you want to take a look at a possible script here and, toss some ideas into the bin? Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me look. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, why don't we just throw in a random cult that nobody knows jack squat about? There's no context on what exactly is going on. I mean, we'll leave it up to interpretation. They'll be like, oh, yeah, I mean, obviously, they're a sacrifice, but who the hell are these people? I like that. I like that. Keep them guessing. They don't need to know anything. Um, what else? What else you got for me? Well, let's throw in some, like, unnecessary sequences that have horrible acting and add nothing to the plot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like we can have like the main protagonist, his girlfriend can do like a 90s montage of trying on outfits and trying to be sexy for her man. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Adds nothing to the story, but god damn it, if we need it, we need it. Yep, I'll note that down. And what else? Oh, you know what? Let's have them like let's spend all our money on how good the creeper can look. He's not going to look like he'll be reminiscent of the old one, but you could totally tell it's like a totally different creature. And yeah, let's just dump all our money into that pot. Don't worry about the sets. Don't worry about the background, anything like that. I've got this covered. We're just going to use some poor green screen stuff, and nobody'll notice. And I could just picture that this pitch is just going on and on, all this bogus shiza. And finally, we get this film, and it was delayed a little bit. Supposedly, it was supposed to come out way sooner than this, but there's all this hype. They're like, Jeepers Creepers is back, baby, and better than ever. But what we got was poorly designed sets. I mean, there was some cool stuff, but like, it looked very like low budget, and it looked very half-assed. Like the green screen content that we got was very, very poor. I mean, the fact that they used this, like, they did this whole abandoned, like, this house thing and that, they could have found one in an actual setting versus putting it against a green screen and creating this thing. Like, come on. You could have totally scouted some locations and got a better location than that. I'm not going to dock them for the fact that, like at this festival, it wasn't very huge because COVID was currently rampant in the time that they were making this film. So, like, obviously, they're trying to be, like, somewhat following guidelines and trying to do better. Um, and Yeah, there was just. I don't want to give everything away. I mean, would I pay to go see this again? Probably not. Um, do I know their whole backstory, with everything going on with this film? No. But if you're going to hype it up, I mean, there's some things that just could have been done better. I'm going to be very polite about it. Some things it seems like corners were cut, and some very simple practical effects could have been effective that were not. Some locations could have been utilized better, and just there were so many plot holes and so many issues. I mean, I've been hearing that it's supposed to be a trilogy, but I don't know. There was just so much going on in this film that was just like, why, why, what was, why was this necessary, or what does this have to do with anything, or um, what does this have to do with the creeper, and why does, where's this like stuff coming from? Like, I don't know. I do give them points for being inventive. Like the whole like premise of like going out to this like horror convention, winning like tickets to a like an escape room, but it ends up becoming, you know, something much more than an escape room. Like that's kind of cool, and the fact that it's tied to like out where the creeper is, but like the hard part for me was understanding how this building was relevant to the creeper. I mean, unless he was just staying there because it was abandoned, and that's why. But I mean, I don't know. So many questions, so little answers. Um, if this goes to streaming, check it out. I mean, why not? I mean, like I said, there were some things that were decent in it. Just like in 3, there were some moments where it was like, oh, that's pretty cool, or like, oh, I like that. But like, like there was a lot more negative in this film than there was positive. And I never like to say that about films. Like, I can truly appreciate people's passion for cinema and wanting to do, you know, live out their dreams and project their visions for these films on the screen. But at the same time, there's just some things that could have been executed better, or corners couldn't have been cut shouldn't have been cut so tight. And I don't know, some things it looked like it took the lazy way out in some aspects. And for that very reason, I would give this a solid D. I'm not going to fail it completely, but it's honestly like as if someone handed in a paper that plagiarized multiple films and tried to just wrap them all up into one bundle and put it all, like, you went to like Google, Wikipedia, and took all this stuff and just copy and pasted it into one movie and try to pass it off as an original film. Um, but I can appreciate that they're trying to be different. I'll give them that. At the end of the day, and I thought the creeper looked pretty decent. Like, he looked pretty good. I mean, I did have some quarrels with his look as well, but overall, I'd give his look at least a B plus. They did a pretty solid job on that, and I just feel like that was where most of the money went, because that looked great, but there was so much that just looked like. Mm-mm. Um, if any of you have seen it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Or if you haven't, if you plan to see it, what are your thoughts? Do you have high hopes going into this? I had a little bit of hope, but I was sorely let down, and I just hope that this director grows um, with any other films that he might do in the future. And now that the pandemic's over, maybe things will be a little easier. Um, and I just hope that this may be a learning experience. Like, okay, this is what we shouldn't have done. Like, how can we do this better next time? I can't really say a ton. I'm not like a movie expert, but this is just from the perspective of the audience, and I was just a bit disappointed. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Um, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. It means a lot to me that you join the Nightmare on Woodsboro Lake family. And as always, keep killing it out there, my friends. Just remember, don't get caught.